Hello, you guys. I wanted to read one of my favorite stories from when I was even a kid. That was a long time ago. It's called The Very Hungry Caterpillar by one of my absolute favorite illustrators. His name is Eric Carle. I guarantee you've heard this book before, and that's okay. You're not going to just sit and enjoy this thing. I want you to actually, while I'm reading this story to you, I want you to look at it differently. I want you to look at it from an artist's perspective, looking at each picture thinking, how did they make that? How did Eric Carle make these illustrations? Because he wrote it and he did the illustrations. So I know you've heard this. That's fantastic. I want you to look at the pictures and see. So if we're just looking at the cover, for example, you can see that there's green, but it's not just green paper. And each paper you can see is totally different. Like this one has strokes going this way, this one has some darks, this one has a little bit more blue in it. And then you can also see that there's actually parts that overlap. Now you can do that on a computer, but he didn't do this. When he wrote this book, they didn't have that technology. So somehow he overlapped these things. Then you can see that it almost looks like he took colored pencil or maybe chalk pastels and went around the outside to do the little hairs. But you can see he just built it layer after layer after layer, and there are clearly just individual pieces that are cut out. So let's read this thing thinking about how he made these. So even the end sheets right here looks like he took paper, overlapped them, and then cut out holes, maybe with a hole punch. My favorite thing is that he then took those holes and didn't waste them, and he lined them up right here for this page. This is the title page, The Very Hungry Caterpillar by Eric Carle. Here's the publishing information and the dedication for my sister Krista. In the light of the moon, a little egg lay on a leaf. Now, this looks like it's paint, and clearly, again, pieces cut out. You can see where he just took different colors of brown to make it shaded and shadowed. The background looks like painted paper. One Sunday morning, the warm sun came up and pop! Out of the egg came a tiny and very hungry caterpillar. I love how some of his illustrations, he has these little imperfections. It's certainly not perfect, and he made it that way. This looks like it was even ripped, which is a very cool effect. He started to look for some food. On Monday, he ate through one apple, but he was still hungry. Do you see how it's not just pure red? He's got some reds over some greens with that brown stem coming out of it. And then they show him popping through. On Tuesday, he ate through two pears, but he was still hungry. On Wednesday, he ate through three plums, but he was still hungry. On Thursday, he ate through four strawberries, but he was still hungry. When he did this, clearly it looks like he took some red, painted the red because you can see there's different colors in it. And then it looks like he took just a black marker or looks like a black pencil, and made the little seeds. All those tiny little details are important. On Friday, he ate through five oranges, but he was still hungry. I love this. Look, for the oranges, he looks like he took a paintbrush, a little bit darker of color, and he flicked it, and it splattered onto the orange, which is actually a fun way of drawing or painting. On Saturday, he ate through one piece of chocolate cake, one ice cream cone, one pickle, one slice of Swiss cheese, one slice of salami, one lollipop, one piece of cherry pie, one sausage, one cupcake, and one slice of watermelon. That night, he had a stomachache. Now, take a look at all of the artwork he did. Again, it looks like he used those holes that he punched out. This looks like he just painted those swirls onto a piece of paper. Really cool. The next day was Sunday again. The caterpillar ate through one nice green leaf. And after that, he felt much better. Now, he wasn't hungry anymore. And he wasn't a little caterpillar anymore. He was a big, fat caterpillar. He built a small house called a cocoon around himself. He stayed inside for more than 2 weeks, and then he nibbled a hole in the cocoon, pushed his way out, and now take a look. Do you see how the cocoon isn't just pure brown? He actually did lots of different colors of brown, types of brown, and then he cut them out into strips and made the entire cocoon. That's why it looks like it has that great texture. Again, not just plain one boring brown color, he did lots. He was a beautiful butterfly. Now this must have taken him some time because look, he had to cut this blue piece out, and then there's a yellow piece underneath with red dots and blue dots and green dots. So clearly he took some time to make sure that all of these pieces were laid on and glued down. And then the end sheets again are the same. The ends. Love that artwork, and I love that book.